ladles and jelly spoons in the top left-hand side. A player we've not seen yet. And yet, I'm sure we will enjoy quite a lot of it. It's TVD's Jemiol. And at the bottom right-hand side, playing for Team DQ, it's EatRaw. Mork at the Dark Spirit saying, I'm a noob to this kind of multiplayer game, too competitive. The story type play, you know what? That's entirely fair, and that puts you in the majority of StarCraft players. The majority, I think, from what I vaguely remember hearing about from a Giant Grant Games video where he was talking about how the next RTS is going to fail because it's obsessed with multiplayer. There's only something like 10 to 20% of players even touch the ladder. Most people play co-op or the campaign, or but they just don't play that much ladder because it's hard. Like, in order to get good at ladder, you need to play thousands of games, and you need to not be demoralized by the fact that you're going to lose a lot. Also, that's just a cute dog. Who's that cute dog? I'm not going to touch it though, because the last time I touched one, it exploded. But yeah, if you're not if you just want to watch people play this sort of game at an incredible level, that's great too. You don't have to ladder. It doesn't have to be a thing. It's not mandatory. Okay, we're seeing the scout going out just to make sure that we're not getting cheesed, which in this case, no, we're not. I'm trying to think the last time I played an actual ladder match. Like, I would rather played it seriously on the ladder rather than just going, wait, do I still have plats? Yeah, probably. I think it was back in 2014. Someone can almost certainly check my match history and confirm that, because, yeah. It's one of those things where, if you have that... I love that metallic sound effect of the bass finishing up, oh my god! And it stands for Team Void. Nice. But yeah. No, for me, I don't have the time to get good. Like, I don't have the... Essentially, getting pro level good at StarCraft is basically a full-time job, and I don't have the spare hours in my life to do that. Especially because I just love casting too much. So, another barracks come up. We're not seeing a factory from EatRaw this time. So we're looking at just a heavy focus on bio and potentially quite an early stim push. Mm-hmm. Is that a factory? Yep, it is. So potentially we're looking at some kind of fast stim push. Having seen and actually got no kills, but he did some, poked and prodded and did a bit of damage to some lings. Jemiol's responding to this by just making units. I am very much expecting... Oh, Boltar in the chat definitely showing some partisanship. That's fine. That's what we love. If you have a preferred player, if you have a player you want to see win, do shout them out in the chat. I love these sort of Stetman-type bases, though. Because they are very much a fusion of metal and flesh. Yeah! Eat it, unbuildable plates! Uh-oh, that guy's dead? He should be dead. There is no way this guy should be getting out of this section alive. He should be dying here. Yep, there we go. Okay. That ASMR clanking noise. Oh my god. Okay. So, at this point, I don't think that EatRaw wants Jemiol to know how many Marines he has, but they're about to find out. That's a lot of Marines. Unfortunately, it's not enough Marines, I don't think. That said, with Stim and Medevacs on them, maybe. Only one Medevac, though. I'm surprised. I would have thought there'd be enough time to wait for this thing and build two at once. Yeah, at this point, Jemiol's panicking and building units because that was a lot of Marines. It's fair enough. EatRaw's just going to have a third base as a result of it. Combat shield's coming up, which effectively negates the damage done by the stim pack. Oh, there's a drop going out. Ooh, okay, that's interesting. If he can get it dropped in the right place, that could do a lot of damage because there's only Lings, there's no Banes as of yet. So we can drop that somewhere where he can funnel the Zerg in. then this will do a ton of damage. The main problem is going to be the queens. Although one of the queens has just walked away. Yeah, this could... If he has to go. Oh my god. Hashtag just go. Exclamation mark, just go. Drop them in this gap here. And this is the problem with not putting them in the gap. You needed to do more damage than that, my dude. That said, these two dropping in anywhere else right now will pull them away and you can just go back in. Hey, guys! Uh-oh, the queens are coming. Oh, Lord, they coming. And this pulls the army away at just the right time for this base to be outright killed. Is he focus firing? Yes, he is. Pull him up! Pull him up! Ah! Ah! And this is nightmare terrain, right? This is... And having said that, oh my god, what is this? What is this? For a second I thought they were creep tumors, but it turns out no, they're just... Uh-oh. That's a lot of damage for those marines. Like, the Banelings didn't even get in. That was maximal marine efficiency for that trade. Okay, EatRaw currently at a deficit of workers and a deficit of army. But still pushing out with what they have. Ooh, okay. That... When you have one medevac for every 2 marines... Dusk Iron Hoof yelling stim and win in the chat. I mean, to be fair, that's what Terrans do. They stim and they win. Also, a friend of mine made a song about that. Okay, by the way, there is a name for what just happened. And most people would just call it dropping the hammer. But, like, most people call it dropping the hammer because it's dropping mules on it. But what you have to understand is we really need to lean into the Norse mythology. They just deployed Mjolnir. I'm just saying, it's a thing you need to bear in mind. Okay. 2 tanks. Nice. There's probably enough Zerg here. Oh my god, the tanks aren't sieged. And they're about to get discovered. Can he see that? No. Oh my god. Sieging up on the edge of creep is good, but you're sieging up in the wrong place and picking up a tank. Oh no. Yeah, that's a dead Terran army. Oh, that's painful. Oh. Those medevacs need to go home. Unfortunately, there are mutas on the field. Which means, unless they can boost, they are all going to die. Oh my god, they're getting away. They're escaping. And the Terran player now knows he needs to put turrets everywhere. Because if he doesn't put turrets everywhere, the mutas are going to shred his worker line. Oh dear, I think Jemiol's starting to spiral. When I say spiral, I mean sort of spiral upwards rather than spiraling downwards. The worker count, the army count, the base count is going up and up and up and up and up. And this mutaflock is not huge, but it's enough to do some serious damage to a worker line. I believe the initial attack does 9 damage, and then it's 9, 6, 3. Which means... Oh, you didn't want to do that, though. Oh, you didn't want to do that, no, did you? Unfortunately, it means they can still take a lot of... They can still do a lot of damage, and the worker count will drop for EatRaw. That's now, the turrets are coming up now. A correct response to the stimulus that has been applied. Interestingly enough, we are seeing Marauders being made. Now, the sneaking suspicion that's just specifically so they can tank Baneling hits. And that's a dead Terran army because it's being attacked from 2 sides at once! Oh! Oh, nasty! And then, oh, picking up in front of mutas is not meta. Oh, that's nasty. Oh, that's, oh. Oh, painful. The thing is, there's a lot of army here. There's a lot of Zerg, and you can keep them out with walls, but only for so long. So this is going to go and kill the 3rd base while you're busy. Oh, okay. Those banelings did not effectively move. But they did enough. The repair was insufficient, and the banelings came in. 17 SCVs died. And Jemiol's just pulling out. Jemiol's bank is building. This Mutaflock actually doing a lot more than I thought it would after the turret started going up. And especially because this base needs a turret over it. It needs a turret over it. Also, am I right in thinking the no, just no was about Mjolnir? Was that what that was? Rather than reacting to any kind of attack on the screen. Is that what that was? Yeah, he's pulling in, trying to do some damage here. The tank is good, but the tank is not that good. And EatRaw GG's out. Okay, that's game one. Okay. Okay, we're going to see what map number 2 is in a moment, because they know that I want it. They're not going to forget about me, right? I want to know what the OBS virtual camera is, but I'm not going to mess with it now. Okay. And we're going in on Pride of Altaris. Okay. So ramps up to the natural as well. Therefore more defensive. Interesting. Dusk. No, I don't need to ask, but I do. Right. Okay, we're going to get straight into the next one. At which point, we'll see what happens. Best of 3, and this is currently a 1-0. Okay, in the bottom right-hand corner of Pride of Altaris, it's the Void's Jemiol. And the top left-hand side, playing for Team TQ, it's EatRaw. So, after the last game, are we going to see an adaptation in the build? Because we saw a 2 barracks stim push. Be interesting to see. Interesting idea. Okay, well, we are seeing... Actually, again, one of the things that I do like, when you get to a certain level, you realize that you cannot put the buildings directly in the wall because you know you're going to put the thing there later. Hatch first. Yeah, he knows he's going to put the add-on there later, so he's not bothering. He's not going to get flooded before that add-on gets built, which is nice. And here we go with the extra... with the gas. We won't expand first. Is that a cleaning bot? No, it's an Automaton 2000, which is apparently a different kind of robot from the cleaning robot. Okay. Terran player doing what Terran players do and making himself an orbital, because it turns out not doing so. Liberate a siege push. I mean, I can make that suggestion. I can shout it into the void, but I'm not even an admin, so I can't say it in game either. The only way we're going to see a Liberator Siege push, if it wasn't one planned, is if, for some reason, somebody's watching the stream. Which, you know, let's hope they're not. That would be bad. Okay. I also love the fact that these peeper spots are designed in. Like, they always exist. You cannot get a base that cannot get observed by the Zerg. It's just there. And he hasn't seen the natural.
Birth successful.
Queen bird successful, apparently. Okay. Another barracks coming up. But the factory came down first. So potentially looking at some Hellions to push the creep back. And that Reaper is still alive somehow. Yeah, he doesn't want to stick around there. Actually, you know what's even worse for the Reapers? Like, look at that. Can you imagine what happens to the backs of their legs? Look at that. They must have horrifying burns all the time. Okay. Okay, Zergling speed is done. Metabolic boost. Very nice. And we're just seeing a push for lots of Marines again. Interesting. So presumably there's going to be a starport put up soon. The question is, at what point are we going to see this Overlord got rid of? Because apart from anything else, if it's not gotten rid of, then there's no way that anything that happens can be a surprise. It just can't. We see a good push to the third. At least one worker should die here. Boop! I'm not sure that helped, but it was pretty. It was a cute maneuver. Sunday. I also love the fact that these workers look like they're floating, which apparently was originally going to be a thing, that the minerals were going to be off the side of the map, and therefore workers would have to be going off the side of the map to pick them up. Oh, that's an unfortunate place to be.
Swarm forces under attack.
And he's seen a sizable chunk of Marines again. So at this point, our Zerg player knows exactly what he's up against. He's seen the same thing before. He's seen it before. He'll see it again. The stim push is ready. Oh no, he hasn't got combat shields. So we're seeing a bit of an earlier push, which is fine, I guess. The thing is, he really needs to hit the stim push before the Baneling nest finishes. He needs to get in there, because once the Banelings are on the field, this becomes a lot less viable. And actually, it would be really... I mean, the sort of icing on the cake would probably be having an armory at this point, so he could have Hellbats, but unfortunately he does not. And now it's a case of Blitzkrieg, but unfortunately there's a lot of Zerglings here. But he got in before the Baneling nest was finished. So if these Marines can focus the Queens down... Yep, the heals are coming in, but they're not good enough. This is a beautiful attack. And right now is the time to start slaughtering workers. Oh, beautiful attack. This is going a lot better than the last one did. The workers are getting away, though, which is probably not what you want. Where are they even going? These Marines cannot stim much more, if anything. Because apart from anything else, they cannot kill themselves with their own combat drugs. At this point, you really want to see the Terran pushing hard at this point. You want to see something coming in here, because... Oh, actually, no. No, we don't, because the Banelings are here. And these workers got away, somehow. That said, if we're looking at resources lost, I think we know who's winning on that one. That was a beautiful push, and it was definitely what EatRaw needed. Like, for the amount of stuff he's lost, that was cost effective. Even though he lost the medevac, which is not good. If he can just get in and do another number like that on this base. The thing is, again, because the creep is so far back, because the creep is so far away. Oh, he saw that. He saw that. Something needs to go high ground vision right now. Like that. That'll do it. Oh, and because the tank is there, it's super hard to get in. Because the tank will basically weaken one Baneling to the point where it's almost dead and kill the other one. And that's a dead base. That's a dead base! Oh, this is what you want as a Terran. It warms the Terran heart to see. And all that was down to the fact that this tank is in a really good place. Goodness me. But now's the time to either go home or go in. Because you know that the Banelings are being manufactured. You know. Marines be like, more drugs! I mean, yeah, they probably would be, actually. I think the only reason we don't do it in real life is because they're not proved to be effective yet. That said, we have used combat drugs in real life. Like, if you ever want to look up the weirdest story in the world, look up the story of the Finnish soldier who took an entire unit's worth of I forget which drug it was now, but he had a resting heart rate of 180 when they found him 3 weeks later. Anyway, another push in. The tank is in a gorgeous place. That tank positioning. Damn it, EatRaw. If you were winning games based purely on your tank positioning, you'd be in the GSL by now. And again, that positioning of that tank is just enough that it's just really difficult to deal with. He's killing off a gas geyser. I don't know if that's the best thing. The weird thing is, I think these units could actually be a bit further forward because they're not really helping anything at this point. But there's just so many goddamn Banelings. So much Baneling power. And the thing is, 2 Banelings will kill 2 Marines. 2 Banelings will kill 10 Marines as well. So if you can get your Marines into groups of 2, it's not worth the Banelings to kill them. It's actually not worth doing. And EatRaw has a bigger army, and his army is categorically better at this. Oh my god. They're going to be able to pull back into tank range. But they're not killing the workers for some reason. Beautiful! The tank positioning is so good! Ah! Okay, now the Hydras are on the field, it changes things somewhat, but not completely. Again, we're seeing a better set of upgrades from EatRaw. We're seeing more army from EatRaw. We're seeing effectively more workers from EatRaw. And by sacrificing his Marines in a calculated way, he is being cost effective. I think pretty certain if we look at this, yeah, look at that. Look at that difference. 128 Zerglings have died. I don't even think this counts Banelings that detonate intentionally. I think this is just Banelings that get killed. And you did not want to go that close. Never mind. Pushing in from 2 sides at once. Beautiful. Because the army's going to pull away just in time. Okay. The Widowmine's doing their job. And at this point, the other side pushes in and takes out this base. Oh, Medivacs, no! Why, Medivacs, why? And in case. But again, even after losing all of that stuff, somehow the Terran player's army is bigger. It's bigger because he has more income. And his opponent's making a ton of stuff that just kills itself. Like, Banelings are amazing, but they don't last. If a Baneling gets one successful hit off, it's gone. And these Widowmines are going to start carving chunks out if he's not careful. +2/+2 coming up. I do believe one of the most important things about +2... I'm trying to think if it makes a difference to the number of Baneling hits required to kill a Marine. I think it takes 2 either way. Ow. Oh no, that's not good. There's no detection. Pulling out. And again, you probably don't want to chase a Terran army like this, because they're probably running to their Widowmines. Oh, Medivacs, no! Why, Medivacs, why? And again, cost effectiveness, my dude. Somehow, EatRaw's army is still bigger. Yeah, the tanks are doing good. Well, they were. Let's see how many kills this... Oh my god! This tank has 60 kills! There's an achievement for that. There's actually an achievement for killing 50 things with one unit. Like, that's legitimately an achievement. Some dead workers, and if you can get out of there with both of those medevacs, that would be good. Get gone! Go, 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 no! Oh! And yet, somehow, EatRaw's army is bigger. What is that? That tank is still alive! It's got 70 kills! 70 kills on this tank! 70! What is this? Terran player moving out to secure a planetary fortress at the gold base, because why not? If you don't have enough Marines, get a gold base. If memory serves, there's a German suite based on it, called the Gold Base / Bear. Okay, that's some Queen defenses. Yeah, that didn't go so well. The mines need to plant, otherwise they're not doing anything. Ouch. That tank is dead. It's guaranteed that tank is dead now. Question is, what will it kill before it goes down? I should have checked how many kills it got. It was clearly above 80. Okay, Jemiol has taken the army lead for the first time. After a brutal engagement that didn't involve half of the units being buried in the first place. Okay. So we're seeing some aggression from our Zerg player who thinks now's a good time to push in. The thing is, if he doesn't push in quickly, he's going to end up against 3-3 bio. Pull those Marauders back, my dude! They are not going to do much by themselves! Okay, that guy was going to go and build a base. Now he's not. He's not doing that now. Okay, our Zerg player's currently on, what, 3 mining bases? 3 mining bases. If we look at the income chart, actually, Terran is doing sizably better because it turns out, mules, probably. Oh, I don't know, actually, maybe not. This is a lot of army. There's a lot of army here. The thing is, if the Terran player can get some Widow Mine placement and actually, you know, plant the Widow Mines, the big problem he had in the last game was, in the last fight was, that the Widow Mines weren't planted, so they didn't do anything at all. Whereas if the Widow Mines are planted now, and the Zerg are planted before they go on creep, before they go on the creep, just plant the Widow Mines. Plant the mines, my dude. There we go. Planting the mines on the edge of the creep and then just running away and hoping that the Zerg will follow you is... okay, fair enough. I can see why you would do it. Double drop with various things in it. Okay. Trying to pull the army to one side. Scanning to see where things are. We like. And at this point, our Terran player needs to make a move. That's a move! Thing is, it's entirely possible... oh, those Liberators are a beautiful placement. They're not going to do much, but they're a beautiful placement. Thing is, he now knows where the army is. And can now shoot up this base. And when the army goes to respond to that, the push happens on the other side. Oh, baby! I'm curious as to why he's only pushing forward with part of his army. I think it's because of the massive flood of Banelings. Yep, that was it. And the Banelings are basically winning this for the Zerg player at this point. Oh, the damage being done to the medevacs, though. That was brutal. And it looks like Jemiol's starting to spiral. But again, spiraling upwards. That said, like, we should be seeing masses of production from our Terran play because they've got a gold base. Boom! Ow, that hurt. Oh no, the base isn't a fortress yet. And those workers are walking into the depths! No! Those Marauders actually tanking a lot of shots there. That's a sizable punch of getting rid of those the Zerglings. Okay, so it looks like we're going to go for the corner base instead, because the Zerg hasn't gone up there yet. Jemiol definitely looking like they're doing okay. Having the ability to, you know, get to suck on your own buildings is definitely nice. Numpad 1 and 2. Unfortunately, I don't have a numpad. My thing is 10 keyless. So I use Control I for income. And Control A for army. And Control S to put the sound back on. What is this? I mean, the Ultras are walking underneath the things that are designed to kill them, so... Ooh, this is not necessarily the best of trades. The fighting pushing back to a Terran base, which should be being repaired, but it's not, and therefore it goes down. And it looks like Jemiol might be making the death push at this point. Oh! It's all spell damage, so they don't care about sight lines. Unfortunately, it looks like the... Oh wait, no, that fortress might be able to hold it. Nope, that's GG.